The date, March 20, 2024. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jamaica 411. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yes, you haven't heard from me in a while. I was relocating, and so I was a little busy. And I have a whole heap of things I jot down that I will bring to your attention. But I said to myself, since this is a controversy and all sorts of lawsuits that threaten and fly about, let me see if I can deal with this one first to see if we can bring some clarity to the situation and hopefully we can avoid a lawsuit. What you all say to that? You agree? Yes. So to my subscribers, welcome back to the channel. Always lovely to have you. Yes, and you know the ropes. You're going to go ahead, give the video a thumbs up from now on, please. Give the video a thumbs up and then share and return so we can get on with business. If you're here with me for the first time, you're most welcome. You can also go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So whenever it is that we upload a video, you will get notification from YouTube. And that way you will not miss any of my videos. Also, I'd like you to give the video a thumbs up, please, as well as share. Okay, so now that you're all back with me, let's get down to business. So I kind of was busy, as I said before, and I heard this Cascas and Mahas Vaz, Daryl Vaz threatening to sue. And I said, what the dickens is going on here? So post haste, I went to Andre Stevens' program. I believe it's called PD TV, to hear what it was that he had actually said and see if I can do a little investigation myself to bring some clarity to you, because I'm sure you must be confused. Andre is saying one thing, Daryl is saying something else. You want to know what is going on. So as I was listening to Andre and I took some time and I listened and listened, I saw something and I said, aha, I bet that's it. So I went and I did my own research. I drew the title. And in addition to drawing the title, I decided to do a little something else just to get a little clarity. And I came upon this Observer article dated March 20, 2024. And the headline said, SSL out. Fast food chain to move into fraud hit companies, old head office. Now I have this headline on the screen. If you take a look below the building, it says SSL's former head office at 33.5 Hope Road. So that's the address that is in contention. Now, Andre said something and Daryl said something else. And what I'm going to do, I do believe I should. And I'm going to let you hear what it was that Andre said. But before I do, I'm going to read this article for you. And our little research will take us back to March 20, 2024, the Observer article SSL out, fast food chain to move into fraud hit companies, old head office. So let's read this article and see what information it has for us, if any. The Observer began by saying, a new business is set to take up residence at 33.5 Hope Road after Stocks and Securities Limited moved out at the end of February. This was last year. SSL moved its operations to 11 Connolly Avenue on February 26, that's 2024, as it currently seeks to resolve the movement of client assets to different brokers. This is the same address as its temporary manager, Business Recovery Services Limited. Long time Mr. Tomlinson a business doing this, Yes. The Observer went on to say, this change of location comes at a time when SSL's staff count has shrunk even further, and the business is under oversight by the Financial Services Commission, so the temporary manager, that is Kenneth Tomlinson, of the company I just mentioned. SSL would have received an infusion of US $1 million in cash related to the proceeds of its insurance policy last September. However, The business is no longer a Jamaica Stock Exchange broker and has not been actively doing business in several months. Jamaica Observer sources indicate that a fast food restaurant might take up residence at the Hope Road property, which is currently being advertised for lease at 14,500 US dollars per month by Jamaica Sotheby's International Realty. 6,000 square feet of interior space is being advertised to potential tenants for the property, which was listed 53 days ago. Remember, it's last year we're talking about, right? Yes. This translates to US $2.42 per square feet of space. According to a person close to the developments, the move from its current head office would have resulted in its lease costs being cut by more than half. So SSL was paying lease at this property at 33 and a half Hope Road, which is said that it owned, right? Yes, notice that. This is considering that SSL would have sought government assistance last August to pay remaining staff and has been downsizing some of its operations since then. The Hope Road St. Andrew property, where SSL operated, was not owned by it. Let me repeat what the observer said. The Hope Road property, right, in St. Andrew, the observer is saying that it was not owned by SSL, right? They were operating from 33 and a half Hope Road in Kingston 10, but they were not the owners of the property, is what the observer is saying. Let's continue to read. And it bears repeating because you would have heard the to and fro between, well, Andre made some statements and Vaz was making some other statements, and Andre came back to clarify what he said before, showing what he would refer to as evidence that SSL owns this property at 33 and a half Hope Road, which was gifted to Simdo Limited against the orders of the Minister of Finance and the FSC. He's saying that the property, having been transferred by way of gift, is no longer available for people like Usain Bolt and others who were defrauded by elements in SSL. It would now no longer be available to be distributed. When we're talking about the CLS, it's distributed, it's considered distribution to those persons who were defrauded. That's what was said. So here is the observer apparently contradicting that. And I'll read it for you again. The Hope Road St. Andrew property, where SSL operated, was not owned by it. What it are they talking about? SSL. Stock and Securities Limited. They are saying never owned that property at 33 and a half Hope Road in St. Andrew. But instead, it was owned by SSL number 4 Limited, a St. Lucian International Business Company whose owners are not publicly known. And several companies have done that, including Proven Investments Limited, which, if my memory serves me right, owns or is a major shareholder, one of them, in Proven Group Limited. That company is located in St. Lucia, and we do not know who the owners are because there is a secret. It's a secret company, part of the companies where people can come and set up these companies, holding companies and whatever. And nobody knows who owns the company. They would have to reveal it themselves. They have changed their law since, and I do believe they said you have to operate. So no shell company can be set up or holding company. If you're going to set up under that act, you're going to have to be operating physically in St. Lucia. And that's because of the pressure that the international community been putting on them, because this could, cause or lead to money laundering with companies who come and set up illegally and then transfer money to that country. Follow? Yes. So this is not by any means unusual. Mark Goling has his company, which is set up in the British Virgin Islands under the same condition, right? And unless he told you who the directors and shareholders were, you wouldn't know. So there you have it. So let us continue. So the company that the observer said owned 33 and a half Hope Road in St. Andrew is SSL Number 4 Limited, and it's a St. Lucian company. It says now SSL's main shareholder is SSL Growth Equity Limited, a Barbadian international business company, which has been affiliated with some of its former directors. So, what is this saying? SSL is not just SSL in Jamaica, it has affiliates that they have in different islands. So, they have one in Barbados. This is the SSL Growth Equity Limited. That one is located in Barbados. The SSL Number 4 Limited, that one is located in St. Lucia. And then you have the one in Jamaica. As far as I know, the one in Jamaica is the one that is in receivership. I hit them locked down. The one in Barbados and the one in St. Lucia, them no trouble that. That is not in our jurisdiction. It is those islands that would have to deal with them. And as far as we know, neither the company in St. Lucia or the company in Barbados were put in receivership by those islands. We have heard no such report, but if you have, please go ahead and put that information in the comment section. We would appreciate it greatly. Are you following? Yes. So, we now know, according to the observer, who they said the owner of 33 and a half Hope Road is. Let us now visit the title that Andre showed us on his program and see what we may discover, if anything. Now, you will recall seeing this particular diagram, which is annexed to the title, the certificate of title. And this is a location plan. As you can see, this is coming from the Land Agency, National Land Agency, and it shows that the property is at the corner of Phoenix Avenue and Hope Road. What you're now looking at is the certificate of title. And for those of you who would like to do your own research, as you can see in the left, it says the volume and folio 1169, volume folio 755. So that is where you'll find it if you'd like to go and do your own research and get your own title. And to ensure that we have the right property, we're going to read. It says, Gwendolyn Teresa Lewis of 33 and a half Hope Road in the parish of St. Andrew, widow, is now proprietor of an estate in fee simple, subject to the encumbrances notified hereunder in all that parcel of land, part of Phoenix Park in the parish of St. Andrew, being the lot number 3 on the plan of Phoenix Park, aforesaid, deposited in the Office of Title on the 4th of July 1943, of the shape and dimensions and abutting as appears by the plan, which is what was annexed, what I just showed you, thereof hereunto annexed, and being the land comprising certificate of title formally registered at volume 408, folio 96. It's very fine print. I'll try and see if I can make it a little bigger for you. That is the description. So this lady had owned the property initially. She was a widow at the time, and at the time when this title was registered, this new title, it was cut off a previous title or replaced a previous title, and this title was registered, dated June 30, 1982. So Miss Gwendolyn died intestate, meaning she died without leaving a will. So it went to Administrator General, and it was in care of Lancelot Clark and Company. That may have been an attorney at law. So the same day the transmission was registered, they registered a transfer as well. and the property was eventually transferred to, it looks here like Lucis Limited of O'Mara Road, right? And the money consideration was $602,000 way back in 1991. Now, according to the title, Lucis Limited, they took out two mortgages, one from Eagle Merchant Bank, that was 500,000 US dollars. And they took out another one with Eagle Commercial Bank for 5 million Jamaican dollars. That was in 1996 and 1997, respectively. Now, we all know what happened to Eagle Commercial Bank as well as Eagle Merchant Bank. Yes, they were taken over by the government. And so what you're looking at here is a miscellaneous number, which was a deed of assignment made between Eagle Commercial Bank and Reefing Trust Limited, right, for the mortgage, the $5 million mortgage. So they had evidently cleared the 500,000 US dollars debt, but they did not or were not able to clear the $5 million debt. I'm just giving you the background as to what is on the title. So this is a FinSact property. Okay, wonderful. So this now assignment was done the 23rd of April 1999, and it was only one of the mortgages. A mortgage was then charged on the property with First Caribbean International Bank, February 20 of 2007, and it was discharged 9 months later, November 2007. And then Reefing Trust transferred the property on the same day the mortgage was discharged to Dargina Capital Limited, a company located in St. Lucia, for $30 million. So the loan that was taken out with First Caribbean Bank would have been taken out by Reefing Trust Limited. But that was what Reefing sold Dargina Capital Limited the property for. That is 33.5 Hope Road we're talking about. Great. And so this was what Andre showed you. Miscellaneous number 1661331, the above named Dargina Capital Limited, change its name to SSL number 4 Limited on the 13th day of June 2008. Entered hereon on the 2nd day of September 2010. So the Dargina Capital Limited changed their name. What did they change it to? SSL number 4 Limited. What is the company that was put in receivership in Jamaica called? SSL. That's it. Stocks and Securities Limited. That's the name. Two different company. What this is showing is evidence that the SSL in Jamaica did not own this property. It is the SSL in St. Lucia called SSL number 4 Limited. They are the ones who own 33.5 Hope Road. Therefore, when you see the transfer at the bottom, transfer number, can't make this out. It seems as if it's 2509445 by way of gift, registered on the 26th day of November 2023 to Simdo Limited at 14 Ruthven Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew. Whoever owns that, and it's not relevant, it was not the SSL that is in receivership that the FSC has taken over, that Nigel Clark had made an order that they should know assets that is owned by that company, the SSL in Jamaica, that Bolt evidently invested in. None of their properties are to be transferred, period. The FSC and the receiver would have gone to the titles office and put a caveat on all real estate properties that they own. And if you look below where it says on the top right, original, not to be removed from titles office, do not fold, just below that you see a C and the number 680919, it appears, or 917. That was a caveat that was registered. When it's crossed out and there's a signature, it means that it was discharged. And the date was the 17th of April, 1991. 1991, it was discharged. So there is no caveat registered on this property by the FSC. Why? Because SSL did not own 33.5 Hope Road, and neither the FSC or the receiver would have any authority to put a caveat on a property that SSL in Jamaica did not own. Those are the facts. So, that is the evidence that is on the certificate of title, and it is the last entry on the certificate of title, the last transfer that is registered on the certificate of title, that is who the owners are, or owner is, as the case may be. That may be an individual, or it may be a company or a group of people, right? And as you can see from what I showed you before, that this final page only had two entries. The miscellaneous entry showing that SSL had a name change, and the transfer by way of gift that was done to Simdo Limited, or Simdo Limited, not quite sure which. So Simdo Limited is now the new owner of 33.5 Hope Road. So there you have it. It doesn't matter who owns Simdo Limited. The fact is, SSL did not break the law. Usain Bolt and the other investors whose money may have been defrauded at SSL are not entitled to participate in the proceeds of sale of 33.5 Hope Road, simply because SSL, the company in which they had invested, the one in Jamaica, did not own that property. Another company did. And it has owned this property since November 20, 2007, long before Bolt put his money in SSL in Jamaica. So there you have it, folks. These are the facts.
The property at 33.5 Hope Road.
Where is 33.5 Hope Road?
Who?
Where is 33.5 Hope Road?
The property that housed, that SSL owned.
Oh.
This is in, when you're doing a title, Jamaica, this is all you would have to show on the titles. Am I correct, Mr. Buchanan? You would have to show this on the title as to the perimeter of the property.
The diagram, yes.
No, this is SSL. Is Jamaica aware that Stocks and Securities Limited directors transferred? I don't think Jamaica heard what I said. Is Jamaica aware tonight? Remember, what did Nigel Clark said?
No transfer.
No transfer of assets. Any assets.
What?
Is Jamaica aware tonight that SSL was transferred to a company as a gift? What can go so? You heard what I said tonight, Jamaica? I don't think Jamaica heard what I said. Stocks and Securities Limit. You want me to prove the evidence to you? Who want me to prove the evidence to them tonight? Jamaica, look at the evidence presented tonight. All of the real estate people, them, see there now? See there, Courtney? Transfer number, details, by way of gift. On which day? The 26th day of September 2023.
Help. Reach the end of the letter.
We need your divine intervention to Simdo Limited.
Who is that?
Hi, Jamaica, this is where it gets very interesting.
Simba.
Wait. Producer, put it back. Don't do that. Transfer number by way of gift. So, this gift is an asset, you know.
Of course.
No, I don't think Jamaica understand where I'm getting at tonight. This gift, when it transfers a gift, you know, they're not paying no transfer tax, you know, quality. Jamaica. No.
Let me correct you on that. They do pay transfer tax. Them just pay cheap.
How cheap?
Little bit of money.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Yeah, government always get them tax.
But a little bit of money.
Little bit of money. For the value of that property, yeah.
Real estate.
Government certainly never collect on that.
So, as a matter of clarity and for the record, it says here in Jamaica, the transfer tax on a gift of property is 2% of the property's market value. The transferor, which is the vendor, is responsible for paying the tax. So when Isaac Buchanan says a little bit of money, it is 2%. And for further clarity, it says transfer tax is a mandatory payment to the Commissioner of Stamp Duty, calculated at a rate of 2% of the sale price or the appraised value in Jamaica of the property being transferred. So whether the property is being transferred by way of a gift or it's a normal transfer whenever you are selling a property, the rate of transfer is the same, 2%. It used to be, when I was in real estate, 7.5%. That is what you would pay on transfer tax. Yes. And it was the Bruce Golding administration with Audley Shaw that started the process of reducing it in order to encourage investment in real estate. And I do believe the Portia Simpson Miller government, I'm not sure if they had further reduced it. I doubt it because they needed money at that time. So I believe the further reduction was done under Andrew Holness. The tax is now 2%. So when Isaac Buchanan says a little bit of money, seeking to give the impression that somehow transfer by way of gift was different from the other transfer by way of sale of property, no. He may not have intended it, but it is 2% either way. No difference, okay? Wonderful. Let's continue to listen.
Real estate people, talk to me tonight. A property close to Devon House, Andrews Memorial, all of that area there, sir. Yeah. Anybody in real estate, a property like that would value about how much, Isaac?
It depends on what's on millions of dollars. Way past $150 million.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, way past that.
Prime land. What can go so?
In fact, it wouldn't be impossible if that particular property is probably $2 million US.
$2 million, that would have equated to about 300 odd million Jamaican.
Quite possible. Location. And mind you, I'm a real estate agent, so I would know that. Not just a little bit of lawyer, but either way, it is still 2% of the market value of the land or the property. Just depends.
Let us get a little further tonight. I want to get a little further tonight. I remember a particular minister made a pronouncement in Parliament that he doesn't feel comfortable with family members or spouses cooperating. You remember what a particular minister said?
Such one. What's the review?
Now Jamaica.
Which minister are you making reference to?
Chuck.
Yeah, right. Or the Justice Minister?
Yeah, you remember when the Justice Minister made that?
Okay.
So I said to myself, Jamaica, I need to know a little bit more about this symbol. Put up wait. Simdo Limited company. See there, you know. So there are 2,000 shares in the company. But shares issued at present is 1,600 shares. You heard what I said, Courtney?
Yeah. Shares.
The shares in the company is 2,000 shares. And 1,600 of those shares are issued at present. Huh?
With the rest there.
We're not at 400 shares. So the two there, so it means that there are two present shareholders in Simdo Limited. Remember, the company was transferred, the property was transferred as a gift to Simdo.
Thank you.
So, if the government was to come, remember, you know, if we're to go to court, Mr. Buchanan, and we were to do anything, and the government or the judge orders that SSL should dissolve and use all of their assets to pay back the people, what would have happened? That means that the property, the asset Jamaica, the property would not be available to do what?
To sell.
To sell, because it was issued as a gift. I say that to say tonight then, if they were able to do that, and the Financial Services Commission, who said under Nigel Clark watch that no assets would be able to be transferred. So that simply means, Jamaica, that there's a potential that other assets could equally be sold off or gifted out. It simply means, Jamaica, that other assets potentially could be sold off or gifted out. But you know where it becomes interesting? Where it becomes interesting, Jamaica. Usain Bolt, come here. If you were to take out a class action lawsuit against SSL, the government failed you. Isn't it so? Because the Financial Services Commission did not protect the investors. Who are the owners of Simdo? Hey, Robosai. Who are the owners of Simbo? Jason Lindo and Shannon Vaz. Shannon Vaz. What can go so?
Humor me, stop right there, humor me. Shannon Vaz. Shannon who? And just humor me. Why is the thing that you the highlight is in green? Was that the work of your producer? Because it leads me to believe Shannon Vaz related to Daryl and Anne-Marie Vaz. That's all I'm asking.
Repeat that.
Is Shannon Vaz related to Daryl and Anne-Marie Vaz? That's what I'm asking.
It is
a peculiar name, so that's why I asked.
It is said she's the daughter-in-law of the Vazes.
Just let me get something before you do. Portland, wake up, wake up, cause this need crowd. Tell me something. There's a thing when it comes to collection after that Nigel Clark thing about not transferring assets. The purpose of that is there's a thing about redeem up, foreclose down in terms of creditors. So people who have money in what can now be said to be a Ponzi scheme. So this is like some cash pot kind of scheme where SSL is not to transfer property. You're not to sell it, gift it, remove it. So there's a tracing element, and unless there is a purchaser for value with a third party purchaser that doesn't know the innocent purchaser for value, then the tracing of the property would mean that this by way of gift would be problematic if it was transferred after SSL got itself in hot water and the whole thing. But I don't want to discuss too much, but is that what you're saying?
Repeat that.
For those of you who are on the program listening, I believe what Isaac Buchanan was explaining was the law of contract. And basically what it says in England in any event, that if a property was sold illegally, because if the minister gave a directive that no property should be transferred from SSL to any third party, and a caveat would have to be put on each of those properties. And if indeed a caveat was put, which is to prevent the sale of the property without contacting the person who put the caveat on the property in the first place, that technically would be illegal. So if a third party were to buy property in those circumstances, not knowing, he said innocent, so they did not know that it was an illegal transfer or illegal sale. On the English law, when I was doing mercantile something at Duff's Business College, that third party can get what is called good title. In other words, they will be allowed to keep the property. However, the person who was wronged would have to go and sue the person who made the illegal sale. So they would have to go and sue SSL or whoever in SSL that permitted the sale illegally. Now, that is my understanding of what the English law says. Of course, I'm no lawyer, so I could be wrong. Under Jamaican law, it's not so. You cannot get good title for something that was sold illegally. So I think that's why he said I would have been in hot waters if by the time them read enough for this property, they found it was sold to somebody. And it doesn't matter whether you were innocent or not. That's what that is about. And that's all I have for you today. There is some breaking news. Please listen to Natalie, that is Jamaica Politics Uncovered. You can listen to her. She has some breaking news for you, and you'll be hearing her breaking news before you hear this recording. So please go ahead and check out what she had to say. For now, let me leave you by thanking you all. And remember, if you have not subscribed as yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Share this video, give the video a thumbs up, and feel free to leave your comments in the comments section. So until next time, take good care of yourselves and walk good.